In the year 1962, the invasion of India by China changed the nation's perspective on its national security.
I invite all of you, to whatever religion or party or group you may belong, to be comrades in this great struggle that has been forced upon us.
The experience was a damaging one, but taught us an important lesson that border security meant more than patrolling the borders. It meant sharing the struggle and pain and understanding the psyche of those who live near the borders. It was under the leadership of Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, when Mr. P.M. Malik was the director of the Intelligence Bureau, that a new beginning was made. A new force entered the annals of our defense history, when in 1963, the Special Service Bureau was formed. The main objective behind the formation of the Special Service Bureau was to organize, prepare, and inculcate a sense of security and a spirit of resistance among the people living on our borders. The achievements after the Bureau was established prompted Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri, the Prime Minister of India, to say in a speech in 1964 that what SSB was doing was of great help to the country. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, during her Prime Ministership, expanded the force further and expressed full faith in SSB's handling of the assigned task. In a letter, Mrs. Gandhi wrote, "The Special Service Bureau is doing its duty by the motherland. With a view to making the optimum use of the force, the SSB's role was reviewed in 1999 and it was redeployed for various internal security duties." After Kargil, the group of ministers decided that SSB would be a border guarding force. The Special Service Bureau was placed under the administrative control of the Ministry of Home Affairs in 2001 with the mandate to guard the Indo-Nepal border. On the 15th of December 2003, SSB was renamed Sashastra Seema Bal. The following year, on the 12th of March 2004, the SSB was given the additional responsibility of guarding the Indo-Bhutan border and was declared to be the lead intelligence agency for the Indo-Nepal and Indo-Bhutan borders. The SSB is guarding 2,450 kilometers of our border with Bhutan and Nepal, and this includes 1,751 kilometers along the Indo-Nepal border and 699 kilometers along the Indo-Bhutan border. Sashastra Seema Bal guards these frontiers with a special sensitivity to the age-old ties which India shares with these countries. The strong religious, cultural and special bonds, as well as centuries of warm relations that India had with these kingdoms has resulted in free movement across these borders. India has been a committed partner in the economic growth of both the countries. Sashastra Seema Bal is a force that guards the borders and is engaged in protecting and securing the country's inaccessible, remote and topographically intractable areas. For the people living in these areas, SSB is like a beacon of light. The Jawans of SSB bring cheer to the people by sharing their pain, and they inculcate in them a feeling of patriotism and a deep sense of belonging to our country. With its headquarters in New Delhi, Sashastra Seema Bal has 5 frontiers, 3 on the Indo-Nepal border and 2 on the Indo-Bhutan border. There are 12 sectors covering 8 states. And it has 616 BOPs on the Indo-Nepal and Indo-Bhutan borders. It has a sanctioned strength of 85,755 personnel with 49 operational and 8 reserve battalions, including 1 Mahila or Women's Battalion. SSB has the distinction of being the first border force that recognizes the importance of women among its ranks, and it has recruited a whole battalion to work shoulder to shoulder with their male counterparts in performing all the tasks.
बेसिकली सनौली बॉर्डर पे महिलाओं का डिप्लॉयमेंट इसलिए है कि हम महिलाएं फ्रिस्किंग कर सके, और यहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन ब्रेकअप में गरीबी ज़्यादा है, इसलिए वो चरस को इस पार से उस पार ले जाती है। कभी 1 किलो की क्वांटिटी, कभी 9 किलो, कभी 10 किलो।
वो लोग लेडीज को भेजते थे तो जेंट्स लोग चेक नहीं कर पाते थे, तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम था। इसीलिए जब एसएसबी ने लेडीज को लिया तो इन सब प्रॉब्लम्स में बहुत कम, स्मगलिंग बहुत कम हो गई है।
जो महिलाएं होती हैं हमारे साथ ऐसे बिहेव करती हैं, उनको काफ़ी हम ऐसा लगता है कि हमारे आने से उनको काफ़ी प्रोटेक्शन मिली है। कोई भी एक्टिविटी होती है तो वो हमको डायरेक्टली आके बोल देती है, मैडम हमको ये प्रॉब्लम है या ऐसा हो रहा है हमारे साथ में, तो हम उसको हैंडल भी करते हैं।
SSB is celebrating its golden jubilee this year, 50 years of service to the nation, a role that underlies the wisdom and understanding of the needs and the special factors to keep in mind while guarding our borders. The SSB has a very special task of manning the long, open and porous borders that India shares with the Himalayan kingdoms. On the operational front, the force checks all those who cross the Indo-Nepal and Indo-Bhutan borders. It works towards the prevention of terrorism and smuggling activities. It is also busy preventing cross-border crimes and illegal entries. Human trafficking has been a problem on these borders. That has reduced under the vigilant eyes of the SSB. The force works in close contact with other agencies like Customs and Immigration and operates with the help of the latest equipment. SSB's efforts have resulted in an increase in seizure of narcotics, fake currency, and a check on anti-national activities.
It is a matter of great pride and satisfaction for us that ever since our creation as a border guarding force, we have been able to recover contraband worth 500 crores on these borders and keep the smuggling to bare minimum. Almost 800 arms and ammunition, that is other than the arms, has been recovered by our troops on the borders, and we have been able to arrest as many as 12,000 militants, smugglers, wanted criminals and Naxals in our effort to keep our borders secure.
SSB is a young adventurous force and offers a fulfilling career to the youth who are the future of our country and on whose shoulders rests the responsibility of making the country strong and safe. Recruitments into the SSB take place regularly. Once selected, the training teaches them and shapes their personality. The new recruits are trained, keeping in mind the nature of their duty. They are exposed to situations that will help them to tackle the challenges ahead and to understand the identity of the civil-minded force. In order to make the Sashastra Seema Bal a professionally efficient, technology receptive, and people-oriented service provider, it is essential to identify the training requirements and the scope of its functions. Values, attitudes, and skills are inculcated through continuous and innovative interventions at its Recruits Training Center, Composite or Centralized Training Center, and SSB's Academy at Srinagar, Uttarakhand. The training focuses on developing a physically sound, mentally alert, and a thoroughly professional central police force. New recruits are exposed to IFATs and ISATs to improve their skill on HAT, holding, aiming, and trigger operations. This exercise not only gives them confidence in handling weapons, but also helps them to make the necessary corrections and thereby accomplish the motto of one bullet, one enemy.
भाग नंबर 1 में इन 7 राइफल के मैगजीन को भरना तथा खाली करना, भाग नंबर 2 में साइड लगाना तथा रेंज हासिल करना, भाग नंबर 3 में रेडी मेक सेफ साथी खाली करके कार्रवाई सिखाना है।
Their training weapons include the very basic as well as support weapons. They are trained to carry out diversified tasks such as river patrolling and keeping an effective vigil in the mountainous region. The rigorous training helps them to adjust to both high altitudes and dense forests. Canines are helpful in checking, frisking, seizure of contraband, including narcotic drugs from persons who are suspected of carrying such illegal substances. 6 dog squads have been set up and have highly trained canines in these squads.
Romeo, where is your location right now?
As in any force, the strength and readiness of the SSB depends on the efficacy of its information technology and communication system. Fast communication between the headquarters and various frontier posts through audio and video conferencing strengthens border security. A quick assessment is possible when, from remote areas, information is provided through such conferences.
Delta calling Alpha 23.
Immediate action can then be taken. To enhance the operational efficiency of the force through information technology, advanced training is provided to officers, subordinates and other ranks. They are also trained to use Morse code, which is the only sure means of communication in case of failure of all other means. Across these borders, Indo-Bhutan and Indo-Nepal official interactions, meetings and seminars are held regularly. Joint patrolling and pillar checking exercises definitely increase the effectiveness of interaction between the countries. Officials from Nepal and Bhutan regularly visit the pillars to check the situation there and to take action if necessary. This facilitates quick communication and spot decisions. Such visits strengthen relations, create a better understanding, and age-old ties are bolstered.
SSB is celebrating maybe centuries and centuries, not only 50 years. Their contribution to their nation is tremendously well. Really appreciated their efforts to keep the border intact, to keep the relations between two forces, to keep the relation between two nations.
Environmentally conscious, the SSB keenly protects the nation's environment, its forest wealth and its wildlife. Joint patrolling with personnel from the Forest Department has helped to keep a check on the forest cover. It has helped control poaching of animals and improve the environment.
सुरक्षा दुश्मन से नहीं है लक्ष्य हमारा, धर्म हमारा है सेवा और प्रेम भाईचारा, देश की खातिर मर मिटने का है संकल्प अटल, हम हैं सशस्त्र सीमा बल, हम हैं सशस्त्र सीमा।
Over the years, the force has developed its own character, identity and culture, which is different from the police and the army. The SSB is an unusual force. SSB personnel have a dual role, to fight and to be a friend at the same time. It is an organization with a social conscience and a warm heart. The role of the force encompasses not only guarding the borders, but also nation building through mass-based civic action and perception management programs. It does not behave in an overbearing manner, but helps to build confidence and to boost the morale of the youth and women and help in self-employment and social awareness. Their efforts resulted in this dairy at Saralpara village in Kokrajhar district of Assam. Villagers bring their milk here from remote areas. Various milk products are produced here. Another example of their success is the creation of a tailoring unit by the Pani Tanki Jan Chetana Mahila Mandal under the Samajik Chetana program. The SSB gave them sewing machines and training to rehabilitate the women, many of whom were smugglers and sex workers earlier. The beneficiaries now have a life of dignity and economic stability. No wonder then that they are all praised for the SSB.
SSB की तरफ से 10 डोनेशन मिला, जहां हम लोग का ट्रेनिंग चलते गया सर। ट्रेनिंग दिलवा के जब हम लोग का 150 औरत में से हम लोग का एटलीस्ट 75 औरत उनमें काम में जुड़ गए हैं।
बहुत सारी महिला आपका खुद का रोजगार खुद करती है, किसी के ऊपर डिपेंड करना नहीं पड़ रहा है। पहले जैसे वो लोग कोई काम में 500 दिन में 1000 रुपए भी कमाती थी, मगर अभी जितना 200-300 रुपए भी कमाती है, मगर बहुत इज्जत से वो लोग लाइफ जी रही है।
SSB ने मिशन दे के हम लोग को एक समान जगह अच्छा काम किया है और हम लोग और भी चाहते हैं कि और भी ऐसा सहयोग मिले और हम लोग आगे बढ़े और कुछ कर सके।
আর এই যে SSB তরফ থেকে যে মেশিন দিয়ে অনেকের উপকার হয়েছে এবং বাইরে যেতে লাগে না আর কাজে এখানেই কাজ করে।
SSB has many stories of success. Most of them are generally not made public. They go about their work quietly and with dignity.